The Chains of Ashara. Long ago, the empire of Ashara stood proud beneath the golden sun. Its towers reached toward the clouds, its fields rolled with silver wheat, and its warriors carried banners that struck fear into neighboring lands. The people of Ashara were free, proud, and unbroken. But empires draw envy as honey draws flies. One night, beneath the light of a red moon, an enemy came. His name was Vanar, a warlord forged in cruelty, who commanded an army vast as locusts. They swept through Ashara like wildfire. The men, fathers, sons, generals, kings, fought bravely. The clash of swords rang until dawn. But courage could not withstand endless tide, and one by one, the warriors of Ashara fell. By morning, the fields were silent. The men were dead, every last one of them. Only the women and children remained, rounded up, bound in chains, and marched across the ruins of their homeland. Among them was Arya, a young mother with an infant pressed to her chest. She knew what Vanar had decreed. No boy of Ashara was to live past his 5th year. Boys meant warriors, and warriors meant rebellion. That night, while the slaves were herded into a camp, Arya sought out Mira, an elder woman spared for her knowledge of herbs. Arya's hands shook as she begged, "Take him, hide him, let him live even if I do not." Mira looked into the child's eyes. They gleamed like stormlight, fierce even in infancy. She nodded. Arya kissed her son's forehead and whispered in his ear, "Kale, you are the last flame of Ashara. One day you will burn brighter than them all." At dawn, Arya was gone, swallowed by the shuffle of slaves. The baby, Kale, remained in Mira's arms, hidden by lies, protected by silence. Years passed. Kale grew not as a prince, but as a slave child. His back bore scars from the lash, his hands hardened by endless labor. He shoveled ore in the mines, dragged stones for towers that were not his, and endured the overseer's cruelty. Yet in his heart there stirred a hunger he could not name. Mira fed that hunger with whispers of the past. By the glow of dying fires, she told him stories of Ashara's kings who rode lions into battle, of rivers that sang with silver, of walls that shone white beneath the sun. One evening, Kale, still a boy, asked, "Why do they hate us so much?" Mira's eyes, clouded with age, softened. "Because they fear what we once were, and they fear what you may yet become." Kale began to notice things others ignored. Soldiers sparring in the yard, their stances, their rhythm. He mimicked them with sticks, moving in secret when no eyes watched. His body grew stronger, faster. Among the other slave children was Darren, sharp-witted and nimble-fingered. He could slip locks open with a nail, steal bread without a sound. Together, he and Kale became brothers of survival. And there was Leora, daughter of a healer, fierce even in her youth. She carried herself with a fire the lash could not extinguish. She sparred with Kale in secret, quick like a hawk, teaching him the bite of resistance. By the time Kale reached 16, Mira told him the truth. He was the son of General Arion, Ashara's last war leader, a man whose name still carried weight in whispers. Kale's jaw tightened. "Then I am nothing like them. I am Ashara." "Yes, child," Mira said, "but remember, your blood is both a gift and a curse. You can save us or doom us." That night, Kale swore he would not die a slave. The rebellion began small. Kale and Darren stole from supply carts, slipping food to the starving. Leora led daring strikes on overseers' camps, carving the symbol of Ashara into wood and stone, the lion, roaring in defiance. Whispers spread. They said, "The lion's son, Ashara's blood lives." But rebellion drew blood. Soldiers raided the caves where Kale's cell hid. Mira was taken. Before they dragged her away, she cupped Kale's face with frail hands. "Do not waste what you are. Lead them home." Her death lit a fire in him that no chains could hold. He fashioned weapons from tools, teaching slaves to fight with spears of wood and blades of stone. Darren planned ambushes. Leora became Kale's right hand, fierce as any warrior. Their first victory was a stolen convoy. Their second, a raided garrison. For the first time, slaves wielded steel. Hope, long buried, began to stir. But hope came at a price. Vaynar sent his greatest commander, General Corin, to crush them. Corin was cruel beyond measure, burning villages, hanging rebels. Yet Kale led his people into the cliffs of Drenmar, ambushing Corin's army. Against all odds, the rebels won. In the heart of battle, Kale faced Corin himself and slew him. Raising his bloodied blade, he cried, "Ashara lives!" The valley echoed with the roar of thousands. For the first time in 20 years, the people believed. The rebellion swelled. Slaves from across Vaynar's lands escaped and flocked to Kale's banner. Women who had lost husbands, children born in chains, all took up arms. Kale and his companions forged them into an army. Victory followed victory, but each came with loss. In the great battle of Kerith Field, Darren was struck by a hidden blade. Bleeding out, he clasped Kale's hand. "Take them home, brother, even if I cannot follow." Kale's grief hardened into iron resolve. The final stand came at Fort Vaynar, the warlord's seat of power. Tens of thousands marched, arrows blackened the sky, but the people of Ashara did not break. They stormed the gates, fire and fury on their side. At the heart of the fortress, Kale faced Vaynar himself. The warlord loomed, clad in black iron, his voice a thunder of contempt. "You think a boy born in chains can defeat me? I destroyed your fathers. I own your mothers. You are nothing." Kale met his gaze. "I am Ashara." Their blades clashed, steel screaming against steel. Vaynar was strength forged in cruelty, but Kale fought with the rage of generations lost. Sparks flew, blood spilled, and at last Kale drove his sword through Vaynar's chest. The warlord fell. The fortress shook. The chains shattered. The people wept. Women who had known only slavery knelt in freedom. Children lifted their voices in joy. The banner of Ashara, hidden for decades, rose again into the wind. Kale stood before them, scarred but unbroken, Leora at his side. He said, "For years we bent under the lash. For years our children knew only chains. But today, Ashara rises. Today we return to our land not as slaves, but as free people. And never again will our chains be our inheritance." And so they marched home to the ruins of Ashara. There, among the stones and ashes, they rebuilt. From the dust of loss, they forged a people reborn. Kale, once a boy meant to die, became Kale the Liberator, the name sung for 1,000 years. For though empires may fall and kingdoms may burn, no people truly die as long as their spirit endures.